Why flying sucks? Okay, I've only been on a airplane like a few times, but like, okay, because the only ones I ever been to was like the ones that went to basically when I went to New York and whatnot, and then Jamaica. I had to take like two flights, two flights over there, but the flight that we were coming back to, at least from Jamaica to Houston, boy, the plane was shit. This was Spirit. This was Spirit, by the way. So I know. Do not shame me. We ain't exactly expensive, but the plane was shaking so badly. Like, goddamn, bro. I literally thought we was gonna crash. I get it, Spirit. Like, Spirit isn't really the best, but like, damn, bro. Like, damn, nigga, I thought I was actually gonna like crash into it. And it doesn't help that this Jamaican lady, I'm saying that like I ain't half Jamaican, but like, okay. This lady behind me, bro, she was screaming like, Lord Jesus, help me. Like, I believe it. I believe in Jesus too, lady, but like, damn, nigga, you having me think we gon' die.
Extratug.com for exclusive
Absolutely
content that
insane.
YouTube won't let me post, and also a bunch of perks you have to see to believe.
Alright, you saw the title of this video. You know, one frame in what the next 20 minutes are gonna be like. Oh, Big Tug's gonna rip on air travel for the next 10 to 20 minutes, an art form that Seinfeld has cemented and perfected back in 1992. Yeah, it's a little lazy, but hear me out. Let me talk it out real quick. Traveling by plane is a constantly evolving landscape. Every time you get on a plane, it's different from the last time you got on a plane. And when I say evolving, I don't know if that's the correct word because it has done nothing but taken backward steps for the last 25 years. I just don't understand how humans harness the power of flight, something that we as a species have been dreaming of for hundreds of thousands of years, and then almost immediately turned it into one of the worst experiences you can go through. But it wasn't always like this. We used to have dignity when we put shit in the sky. The roots of flying are ancient, dating back to at least 200 BCE when a Chinese general flew a kite over the walls of a city he was attacking. So, you know, he wasn't flying, but he harnessed the power of wind, which is like 90% of the battle. By the 13th century, kites spread across Asia into the Middle East. Venetian explorer Marco Polo wrote about them in the late 13th century, and soon they spread across through Europe. Everyone was just champing at a bit to get a taste of that sweet, sweet kiting. The earliest kites were not what you'd think. They were actually made of wood and mimicked the shape of birds, which, I don't know about you guys, but have you ever thrown wood into the air? It comes back down really fast, so I don't know how they accomplished this. Eventually, they started using lighter materials, such as bamboo, silk, and paper. You know, like the kites we know about today. But while the rest of Europe was busy flying kites like a bunch of dork asses, Leonardo da Vinci was in the ball game making plans for actual human flight. In addition to painting the Mona Lisa, the Last Supper, and that weird guy who's doing a cartwheel with his dick out, Leonardo da Vinci was obsessed with drawing flying machines. And when I say obsessed, I don't mean like in a cute way. Like he made 500 different drawings of flying machines. Further proof that autism isn't a new thing.
This is why you kind of pay attention in history class, not gonna lie to you. Hey, even though it's boring, sometimes it be very interesting. Hey, you guys probably think I'm interrupting your video, but did you know that a good majority of y'all aren't subscribed? So, what are you doing? Join the community, man, and see how far it takes us. Anyways, back to the video.
It just wasn't diagnosed back then. Interestingly, every single one of his flying machines involved some kind of manpower. He wasn't like thinking about jet fuel. Like he had no other plans on making the things fly besides a guy in the middle doing this.
Yep.
That was the whole plan. So you have to appreciate his imagination on such a topic, but at the end of the day, he never got even close to making one of these things. So he gave us hope that one day we would be able to fly, but at the end of the day, he was standing around thinking, we're gonna need a little magic. We're gonna need some magic to make these things happen. And if you think magic is a very big balloon, then Da Vinci was right. Because about 300 years later, we made the next great leap in aviation, hot air balloons. Have you ever ridden in one of these things? Nope. It sucks. It's very cold and you have to do it really early in the morning or the balloon doesn't work apparently. Hot air balloons, or as I call them, HABs, hit the scene in 1783 thanks to French brothers Joseph and Jacques Montgolfier. I assume that's how you pronounce it. Once again, the French
Why they
language
heads
pisses me
look
off.
like
The
that?
first hot air balloon with passengers climbed to 6,000 feet and traveled over a mile. Over the next century, engineers like these two fine cats would pioneer aerodynamics while fine-tuning gliding machines, which led us to finally the weird-ass brothers from Ohio. In 1903, two kids in Ohio, the Wright brothers, high school dropouts, invented the first flying machine. Who would have guessed? Using a text Nathaniel published on aerodynamics as the basis for their design and a 12-horsepower engine for propulsion, they were able to seize the power of flight from the gods. And just for reference, a 12-horsepower engine is like two fucking lawnmowers. So it's crazy they were able to accomplish this. By the 1940s, jet engine technology made air travel faster and cheaper. Now everyone was getting on their planes and wearing fancy outfits and wearing big hats and shit. It was like going to church. But much like the Gritty, when everyone starts doing something, it starts to suck. Commercial flying was loud, cold, and uncomfortable, and the planes weren't pressurized, so turbulence was a common occurrence. Imagine getting on a plane, it's like a new thing, and you sit down and the whole thing starts shaking like a bowl of jelly. You would shit yourself and never fly again. But with the introduction of the Boeing 707, commercial flights became comfortable and more affordable. Known as the jet age, flying became accessible to many Americans post-World War II. And between 1955 and 1972, passenger numbers more than quadrupled. Today, flying is commonplace. Everyone's doing this shit. In 2023, over 862 million passengers flew on US commercial flights. But much like your favorite band that no one knew of, when everyone starts enjoying it, it starts to suck a lot more. Despite everyone relying on flying, or
especially
maybe
the cramped ass fucking seats, bro. Like, nigga, nobody wants to sit in those. Like, my feet, my knees, like the thing should not be like right here. If y'all can see that, like where my hand is basically where the thing would be. Like, nigga, I'm not sure. I'm trying to lay back. I'm trying to lay back, sleep, not worry about a damn thing. Nigga, I can't even sit. I can't even lay back in the damn chair. When I was flying to Jamaica, bro, I couldn't get comfortable at all. I had to sit like this and break my neck, basically just to sleep. I couldn't even sleep, matter of fact. That's how bad it was. Like, they need to make chairs way bigger.
Because of it, flying has become a lot shittier. But one of the worst parts about flying is not even the flying, it's what happens before the flying, which is the fucking airport. So this is the part of the video where I have a bunch of paper here, and it's all about bitching about flying. So if that's what you came for, get excited. If it's not, you can click off now. The airport is the poop appetizer for the entire dish that is traveling by plane. It's crazy that the airlines charge you so much to buy a ticket, because it seems like everything the airport is doing is trying to make you miss your flight. I mean, first of all, the airport's always wicked far away from wherever you are. No matter where you are, if you're in a big city, the airport is 90 miles that way. And I understand it has to be further away from a city so you can build, you know, long runways or whatever the f. But at one point, you're just being dicks. Like the Denver airport, the largest airport in America, is 26 miles away from Denver. Have you seen Denver? There's nothing going on there. It's like a little city. You just build it a little bit closer. So I've spent all of this time complaining about getting to the airport. What happens when you get there? Nothing good. So the first thing you do is you either Uber or someone gave you a ride, because God forbid you park at the airport and you spend $90,000. Then you get into the airport and you have to print out a ticket or do whatever, do something on a kiosk, and the kiosk never works. But okay, you got your ticket, you printed it out, you're all good, you're heading towards that plane, and then you have to go through TSA, and TSA has been a joke since 9/11. But up until 9/11, airport security was run by private companies and generally only required walking through a metal detector. Friends and families could even walk you to the gate, which I'm glad I don't have to deal with that now. That seems like such a waste of time, but they could do that if they wanted to. But now, what is going on? The blame falls on a lot of aspects, but mostly it's the underqualified workers and the uneducated people who are going through TSA. Hey guys, here's a quick tip. For any part of your life, but let's say just for the TSA, let's all act like we've done this before, okay? Lines at the TSA would be running like clockwork if it wasn't for dipshit holding up the line. Hey, do I have to take my laptop out of my backpack and take off my shoes? I don't know, have you taken a flight since 2003? Because you always have to do that, every single time. And then people are constantly trying to like...
You take off everything, bro. You take off every single damn thing. Like, TSAs, they be like... Bro, y'all can see me, bro. They be like... Shoes, jacket, shirt, pants, everything. Even your drawers, nigga. Niggas had a full-size shampoo bottle, nigga. Like, they be getting on you for anything, bro. I know y'all get that reference, but bro, they be getting on you for anything. It's so weird. Why do they do that? I get it. I really do after what happened with 9/11, but like, god damn, bro.
So you mean to tell me you think me bringing something like, I don't know, toothpaste, you think a bomb is in that? Shit, my fault. I ain't fucking suicidal. What the hell?
Get through TSA with
Who the hell would
like
do
maybe
that?
this time they won't make me dump out my water
Somebody.
bottle. Hey, they're always gonna make you do that. They're always gonna make you do that. And I think we need to talk a little bit more about TSA workers. Listen,
Sorry if I'm pausing again. Fucking water. Fuck you mean I can't bring my own water on the plane? Nigga, I'm thirsty. I'm not trying to drink no damn Fiji. Nigga, that shit disgusting.
understand you deal with the dumbest people ever, but I walk up and you're really angry with me, or I'm like, I have everything prepared and I'm ready to go. And then you look, step forward, oh my, step forward. Don't be a asshole. I'd be nice to the good people and be mean to the mean people, so there's incentive. There's incentive to be not a dipshit. If you're mean to everyone, it doesn't matter. So okay, you made it through TSA, and you immediately are greeted by millions of companies trying to sell you for no fucking reason.
Pretty
Just so
much.
many places trying to sell you the most overpriced bottles of water you could ever possibly imagine. Why are there, what books? What are these books they're peddling on us? Last time I was in
Some
there,
of the
there was a
waters be
stand
costing
full
like
of
$10,
Diane
bro.
Keaton's
It's like
autobiography.
18.
Who's coming to the airport for that? And speaking of who's coming for that, let's talk about some of the regional flair that comes with airports. Every airport has a unique vibe to it that really sells you on the city you landed at or are leaving from. Some airports trying to remind you of the city themselves, like the Las Vegas airport has a bunch of slot machines everywhere, but I don't think that's less of decoration and more of just trying to get gambling addicts at every step of the way. The Seattle airport is still obsessed with the grunge mentality that was popular for 3 weeks. Apparently, the record label that put out Nirvana's first record, Sub Pop, has their own store in the terminal, and you can buy fucking vinyl records at the airport, which is cool but stupid at the same time. Then when you go to, like, I don't know, like the O'Hare airport, they'll sell you a Chicago dog and you get some Garrett's popcorn because you're a fucking tourist. And then there's the Denver International Airport, and my brother lives in Denver. I've been to Denver. What are they doing at that airport? I don't know what they're trying to do there. The Denver airport is the center of a lot of conspiracies about the occult because there is so much fucking weird art hanging around there that it is fucking scary. There's like murals about the end of the world, and there's a giant blue Bronco with glowing red eyes out up front of the airport. It's just very satanic. And then you get to Denver and you're like, oh, this is a very brown city where I can't breathe. It has nothing to do with demon horses. And that fucking statue of the horse, you can't get
The
to.
altitude of Denver, I know it's like pretty high as hell. It's like, who? I know I have viewers that probably live in Denver. How do y'all live in Denver? What is there to do out there? Nigga, it's nothing but just straight high altitude. You can't fucking breathe. It's just nothing but coldness. Goddamn, whatever's on the screen, fucking blue donkey and whatnot right there. Goddamn, brown city, nothing to do. What is there in the sky? All you see is just nothing but mountains. I'm saying that like I'm not in Vegas and I see a mountain like right to the north. What is there to do there? Genuinely. I've never seen a single person happy to live in Denver.
It by
Ever.
foot. You can only see it, it's like 9,000 feet from the road. So you have to see it by a car. Well, you get a glance of it and you're like, did I just see hell? What the fuck? And also, one last note before I get into this next segment. The worst part about the airport is the people who get hammered at the airport bars. You people bum me the out every single time. Listen, I understand the enjoyment of an airport beer. You know, everything has been shitty up to this point. Just drink one down while you're waiting for your flight. But do not get blacked out next to me while I'm eating an overpriced hamburger and try and talk to me. I'm angrier than I ever have been in my life. I do not want to talk to a hammered stranger. I'm sorry your life didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, and now you're going on a flight for work for something you don't give a shit about, but don't make that my problem. Keep drinking your IPAs and shut the fuck up. But now, it's time to board the plane. We have not figured out how to board a plane as Americans. It depends on what airline you're on, where they go board by group, and you're like, I'm in the A group. Well, joke's on you. The Key and Peele skit, there's 90 people joining before the A group. Or you're flying Southwest, and everyone is given a number. Have you flown Southwest? It is it's a gauntlet. Everyone's given a number, and then there's these signs that say, like, between 5 and 10, 10 and 15, whatever, and you have to, like, fit yourself into the spaces, and you have no clue if people are lying or not, so everyone is just silently ready to murder someone who just cut in front of them. Being boarded on a plane is a slow shuffle to a crucifixion. It is a nightmare. But okay, you get in your seat, you didn't pay good money for it, so you're all the way in the back near the toilets, but you've sat down, it is fine. And then you're sitting there for 40 minutes for some reason, and then the plane starts moving a little bit, and then the lady comes up there and they start doing the pre-safety demonstration. And that is the most awkward thing as someone who is a strong empath. Nothing hurts me more than the internal fight I'm having with myself of I'm trying not to make too much eye contact with this lady because I don't want her to know that I'm ignoring her, but also I need to pay attention a little bit so she doesn't feel like an asshole asshole. But I mean, like, at the end of the day, if this plane's going down, the panic of the people around me is going to kill me before I can even help myself. So this demonstration's not worth it. And then if you're lucky and the plane doesn't shit itself and you have to wait for an engine to be changed, you go up in the air and within a millisecond, if someone reclines back into you and knocks your teeth out, and then in compensation for that, they walk around and give you a little you snack, like a bag of pretzels or peanuts, and then the in-flight entertainment is something terrible, like fucking Bad Boys 4 or some shit, and then you gotta pee or shit, and you keep cranking your neck down the aisle to see if someone is using the bathroom, and there is always someone in the bathroom. I don't know how people figure out the mathematical probability of always having someone in that bathroom, but I might as well shit myself. But listen, we are living in a society, and the society doesn't end once you get over 20,000 feet in the air, okay? So I've decided to come up with some guidelines, some personal big tug guidelines for flying in the sky, so we can all realize how to make this shit work, okay? Rule number 1. Do not fucking talk to me. Never talk to anyone on a fucking plane. I don't care if you're like a cute old man who's just looking for someone to talk to, or a chatty businessman who's trying to hit on a woman. No one wants to talk to anyone they don't know on a plane, or people they do know. I want to put in my earbuds and forget I exist for 4 hours. The only time you can talk to me is if I'm sitting in the aisle and you're sitting at the window, and then you tap me on the shoulder to say, hey, I gotta go shit. And I understand that took a lot of courage, so I'm gonna allow that. But I didn't panically download 4 episodes of My Brother and Brother and Me right before the flight so I could listen to you talk. We're not doing that. Number 2, there are rules for where you sit. There are rules for where you sit. This is not my own concept, but I feel it has to be retold to the people. Window seat gets the window, and they're able to rest their head on the wall. Middle seat gets both middle armrests, and the aisle seat gets extra legroom to stick it out, and they have the ability to leave whenever they want. That's it. You don't get to take from other people. If I'm sitting in the window seat and I close that, that's for good reason. I don't care if your toddler wants to see what it looks like outside of a plane. If I open that thing, we're flying at 9 in the morning facing east. Like, I'm going to get the power of Apollo blowing my eyes out. If I'm in the middle and you're on the aisle or the window and you're putting elbows in my sides trying to get that armrest, I will literally fight you with my elbows. I will dig into your arm meat. And if I'm on the outside and you need to piss more than 2 times a flight, tough luck. I am not waking up because you have an overactive bladder. I'm sorry. You should have alerted the flight attendant. You probably get better seating. Rule number 3, keep your fucking shoes on. What are we doing as a nation? This is not a Tarantino film, and you do not have Margot Robbie feet. No one wants to see that shit. First of all, if you take off your shoes, you're already a problem. But if you take off your shoes and then you put your fucking dirty little piggies up and you put them on the armchair of the person in front of you, death penalty. You are murdered on the flight. Someone shoots you in the fucking face. I understand that flights are long and you want to be comfortable, but if everyone did what you did, you'd probably think everyone else was a piece of shit. It's all about living how you want your neighbor to live. You know what I'm saying? Number 4, pretty big blanket rule. This is not about you. This flight, not about you, honey. I don't care if you're a bad flyer and you're having a panic attack. I've had 3 panic attacks on planes and I handle that shit. I don't care if the person next to you is chewing really loudly and you want to start a physical altercation because then they have to land the plane. And I don't care if you see an alien on the wing like that Twilight Zone thing. Keep it to your fucking self. We need to get this plane to Houston. And also, every time I see one of those videos of someone like running up and down the aisles, or like a toddler or an adult, or like a group of Christians that are all coming back from a missionary and they all start praising God in the back, I will kill you. I will go to jail forever just to make you guys shut the fuck up. This is not a class field trip. We're not singing Wheels on the Bus. Whatever you're dealing with in your life, keep it to yourself, keep it down, and we'll get there whenever we get there, okay? Rule number 5, and this one's a little bit more anarchist and it goes against my ethos, but you are allowed to use the rich person bathroom, the first class bathroom. Tear off that curtain and go take a shit. There's going to be a flight attendant trying to stop you, but if you look panicked enough, they will let you take a dump in that bathroom. You're telling me the only thing stopping us from class warfare is a delicately dangling curtain? Fuck you. And the way those people look at you when you're getting on the plane and they just look up at you like, ugh, filth, back of the plane.
Bro, I hate it when they do that, bro. When you use the bathroom on a plane and then you go back to your seat, nigga, everybody's staring at you like, nigga, what the fuck are you looking at me for? But, like, nigga, stop.
For you, like, fuck you, we're coming for you too. Rule number 6, don't be an asshole about reclining your seat. You can recline your seat barely. They give you the option and I understand that. It makes me very angry, but you can do it.
Y'all got options to do that? Nigga, every single time I've been on the plane, I haven't been able to do that. Fuck. Wait. That's new to me. Whoa, wait. So you mean to tell me all the times I could have been on a plane, I could have retracted my seat? And I didn't know about it? Fuck. Oh,
you let it back easily because I have a drink on my little stand, and if you do that, it's gonna fly into my lap, and I'm gonna reach around and rip your lips off. But just don't do it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to recline your chair 2 inches? Is it really worth it? Because it just makes you an asshole, and then it creates a domino effect because I have to recline my chair because you reclined your chair, and now everyone's reclined. So it doesn't make it. You don't get a benefit. Whatever. Don't recline your chair. And last but not least, and definitely not least, because this is my biggest pet peeve, there is an order to get off the plane. If the plane lands and the thing goes boom boom and everyone unclicks their seatbelt and you run up to the front of the plane, who the are you? Do you understand how insane that is? I can smell them. I can smell the assholes coming from the back of the plane to get to the front before anyone else can because they just brought a bag and that makes them special. Getting off the plane sucks and you and I didn't pay for first class, but you know what I did? I checked in the moment they let me and you didn't. You took your time, so you have to fucking wait. Sorry. And it's always an old person. It's never a young, it's always a 55-year-old bitch, piece of shit dude who just thinks he's fucking because he served in fucking whatever, Desert Storm. Whatever, that wasn't a good analogy, but you know what I'm saying. All right, I think that's enough. Jesus Christ. I was gonna talk about how airlines are evil and how they have fucked us over since day one, but like, maybe I should. And also, let's talk about buying a ticket. Let's talk about, I'm off script right now, baby. I'm fucking going. First of all, when you buy a ticket on the internet, you have to clear your cookie.
Dear God, 400. God damn. That's you. Okay, hold on. That's United though. That's typical though. Cause I went on a flight with them before, but nigga, goddamn, 400.
Because they know you're looking for tickets and they raise the price every time you go to the website. If you don't clear your cookies and you save $100 because they know you're desperate. It's fucking crazy. God forbid you buy a ticket around Christmas time, and it's not because there's more people buying tickets than well it actually is, but it's not like there's less planes. You know, make the ticket the same price. You're fucking gouging me. And the government had to step in recently because all the fucking fees. They had to say, hey, you're telling me you're canceling flights and not giving refunds? You're telling me you're making people wait for 4 hours to get on a flight and not giving them a partial credit? What are you doing? Then you gotta pay for bags, and you gotta pay for being fat now, and you gotta do so many fucking things that they're taking money from you from. And now they can overbook their flights. They can overbook their flights, and they can say, hey, you know how you bought a ticket? We sold a lot more tickets than there were on the plane, so dude, you're not gonna make.
Why do they charge so much for carry-ons, nigga? Nigga, it's just a simple little tiny bag or like tiny little suitcase. Fuck you mean I gotta pay like 200 for that? I get like that actual luggage, you know, the one that you put on the weight just to see how much it is. Like, nigga, fuck.
This one. We'll see you in Colorado in 2 weeks. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Let me get this straight. You know exactly how many seats are on that plane and how many tickets you can sell. And you sold these tickets with a computer that can compute numbers, right? I'm not a mathematician, right? But if I had a computer selling tickets, somehow, some way I would code it out where there would be a countdown to when there was no more tickets. You didn't figure that, you didn't think about that stat? But the thing is, they do think about that stat. They do think about all of that shit. They just don't fucking care. They can screw you out of money because they know you have no other option. And mostly that's because this country is so goddamn big that the only way to even get close to traveling across the country is using a plane. But Jesus Christ, it has all just fallen to shit. It is so bad. I don't know. I think that's the end of the video. I just need to talk about these things, dude. The holidays have gotten me ripe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for clicking that bell. Do people still do that? New videos every Saturday and Wednesday. And shout out to the...
Thank you, Chris. Y'all go subscribe to Big Tub, also known as Chris. But yeah, there's more options than just simply like going on a plane. I mean, unless you want to go on a car and drive for like probably 4 days, sometimes maybe even a week, depending on where you go. Most of the times I usually just drive. Say I'm going to Utah, I basically just drive there because it's only like 6 hours. Now, does 6 hours feel like genuine torture? Yes, but it ain't that bad when you do it a lot. But anyways, peace out, y'all.